where you can pay your final respects tomorrow evening. And the former president, of course, touched a lot of lives during his political career.
Yes, among them was a man living here in Houston who got the chance of a lifetime during the former president's term in office. Sam Olivares was handpicked to drive the 41st president around Houston.
How cool is that? ABC 13 anchor Tom Cook sat down with him to hear his stories about the former president.
Each day I had something given to me.
The walls of Sam Olivares' Houston home are full of George Bush memories.
Getting that close up to Barbara Bush and George Bush at that time, so it was a neat experience.
When the 41st president was in the White House starting in 1989, Olivares landed a coveted job, driving the vans that carried the White House staff when the president came back to Houston. Olivares was working at a car dealership when a friend of the Bushes came in.
She worked real close with the Bush family and asked me if I wanted to drive in the motorcade.
A chance, he says, to be part of history, and he recorded much of it on his video camera.
It meant a lot. It meant that I was part of history, being in Houston him being in Houston, and I got to be a part of it when he was there.
Olivares remembers the long hours spent waiting for the Bush entourage and then driving in the motorcade to meetings, restaurants, country clubs, and football games.
At that time in '89, I think the Houston Oilers were in the playoff game, so we took them to the the Astrodome, and we had to wait there until the whole game was over.
He remembers the president's graciousness.
We would have to stand in line by our vehicles, and he came when he landed, came up to the drivers and shook each person's hand.
And the gratefulness of the world's most powerful man who always sent thank you notes.
Just a note of thanks for your assistance with the motorcade during my recent trip to Houston.
Olivares has kept all the mementos, from the notes to the videos to the Secret Service lapel pins and even a luggage tag given to him by the president's press secretary. He'll one day give them to his grandchildren, so he says they too can appreciate the Houston legend who just seemed like the guy next door.
They had all this power in the world, but when you meet them and talk to them, they didn't show it. They were like down-to-earth type of people.
Tom Cook, 13 Eyewitness News.
How cool is that? A front row seat to the life of the former president. Wow.
And those beautiful letters. Everyone got those beautiful letters of gratitude.
And one word
incredible.
I keep hearing about so many people who had that front row seat with the former president: graciousness.
Yeah.
They talked about just how gracious he was.
It is really neat to hear kindness. All right. We sure wish that today's weather could